what is the learning? I mean, can we expect you to be a good politician rather than you become a public administrator? What examples can you take in this regard?
It's like this, whatever you are into, you must try to study, learn, and come through the ladder, step by step.
Is it necessary?
Well, you need the training. Now,
can't I emulate you and try to be a businessman?
it will take a while. You see, whatever I undertake, I read, I study, I take trouble to ask from people which I don't know about. I ask the industry, the people, whatever industry I'm into, get the knowledge from them. I learn from that. Now, when you touch cricket administration, I mean, I've been in there from 1995, before World Cup. So we had done so much to win the World Cup as an administrator, the whole team. So we built that up, and then just because former captain was the captain of the team during the World Cup championship, when he wanted to contest me in the cricket elections, people have to decide at that time between an administrator and a cricketer. They decided I was the best man for the job because I was the best administrator for cricket in Sri Lanka, and nobody had any dispute about it. Just because you were the captain during the World Cup time, that doesn't mean people will come and vote with you. Even his own club decided not to vote with him. Similar situation we are up against, I would say now. I mean, just because you were one of the commanding officers, there was Army commander, Navy commander, Air Force commander, head of police and head of civil office the operation, and there was a joint operations commander, and His Excellency was the head of the commanding in chief. So now people will decide. People will have to decide. Similarly, for what happened with that election, I would say, between an army officer and a strong, experienced politician at a political election. And you look at the choice, it is hardly anything to even discuss. And I mean, my case was only among 145 clubs and a small number of votes, but though it's whole island wide spread, this is national politics. You have to have someone with experience. Now, when you ask me why, now I am a provincial council member. Just because I have money, just because I am experienced, just because I am the president of the board, Mobitel, just because I am coming from media background, that does not mean tomorrow I can just get elected and be a member of the parliament and be a minister, and then become prime minister, and then become the president. That's all wrong. You have to learn whatever field you are in. It will take a while. So if just because now this is what happened to various stars, superstars. They become a star overnight. Whatever field you are in, now if Michael Jackson was trying to be a politician, he would have been a failure. But all over the world, he was respected. They loved him so much. Similarly, each field, you can be an artist, you can be a cricketer, you can be an officer, you can be whatever. You are very good in whatever you are doing. But if you are trying to be somewhere else, just because you are good in one aspect, that doesn't mean people will respect you all over for comparing that with your specialty. So people tend to misjudge that, or you get carried away with the respect you get, and when people start sort of coming back to you and say, look here, you sang a good song, you were brilliant, now you can be a superstar tonight, and the whole country watch you on television, and you're so happy that you are a superstar. But next year there will be another superstar. Every year if they are conducting it. So similarly, I mean, if you think because I'm a superstar, I'm better than Amaradeva, I'm better than T.M. Jayaratna, I'm the best singer in the world, and if next year if you're trying to sing like Amaradeva, people say, look, oh, come on. You are good because you're up and coming, you are imitating everyone, you are very good. But if you want to be Amaradeva, you can't be. Mr. Amaradeva is special. So just because you are a superstar, if you want to come back to Sri Lanka cricket and say, look here, yesterday I'm the superstar, I won the superstar, I want to open Sri Lankan cricket team. Cricketers will laugh and the country will never endorse. So similarly, just because you've been an officer, you can't be a politician.
Mr. Subhatipala, I can remember when the war was at a height, let's get to the crux of the matter without beating around the bush. You are referring to the General Sarath Fonseka vis-a-vis President Mahinda Rajapaksa as two opponent candidates. Now, I can remember 2 years back, or maybe 1 year back, as much as you praised President Mahinda Rajapaksa as the commander-in-chief of the army, you praised General Sarath Fonseka in his role as the commander of the army. But today you are criticizing him in his capacity as a presidential candidate. So what is the rhetoric in this?
Well, I'm very simple about it. I still respect him as army commander. Nobody should ever be able to take his credit away from that. And nobody shouldn't. He was one of the best army commanders we ever had. There's no doubt there.
Does HE accept that?
Absolutely. I don't think anybody can take that away from Mr. Sarath Fonseka. That's not correct. That is not right. When he has decided to come into the platform as a politician, more than anything else, what hurts people? When Mr. Fonseka was an army commander, people who criticized, people who went against him, people who really wanted to put him down, now he's with them on the same stage. And people who defended him, people who looked after him when he was sick, people who financed him, given all the assistance, made him what he is today, he is working against. That is something in a cultured society people can't take. I'm coming from solid, strong, Sinhala Buddhist background. I believe in, people, if you have done something, if anybody has done something good to you, you must remember it. If you can't remember good what people have done to you, then it is a situation which this country will have to think twice. So it is in that spirit I am saying, Sarath Fonseka as an army officer and his family, there is no doubt. People will respect, people will have to respect as a role what they have played. Now, similar with former captain of the Sri Lankan team, nobody can ever take 1996 World Cup captain of the team, Arjuna Ranatunga. Nobody should be able to take it away, and nobody will. But when he came into the administration forefront, when he wants to be a cricket administrator, people knew what a miserable leader he is going to be. As a result of that, he couldn't win a single election, he was thrown out of it, and then he went behind His Excellency Mahinda Rajapaksa. President gave him a chance, and he failed again. So he had to be removed because he had done so many blunders. Cricketers went against him, players didn't want to accept him as a leader, or entire development got stalled, and he was miserably failed. He has really failed his action. So therefore, in this country, people will always think twice. They'll always think twice. Right person for the exact job. You have to find a person to fit into the right job. I think you can't just pick a person out of the shelf and say, look here, let's have you as a doctor in this hospital. You can't do that. You can't have a sort of a carpenter doing engineering. So I think we are much educated, intelligent than that.
Mr. Muthupala, you said that in your answer, the early part of your answer, that Mr. Sarath Fonseka is being now backed by the very people who criticized him during the war, when he was commanding the Sri Lanka army. So in the same vein, if I, with all due respect to everyone concerned, in the same vein, the JVP, who was a cornerstone of bringing President Mahinda Rajapaksa to the present position as installing him as the executive president, today have turned out to be arch rivals. They are criticizing his regime, and they are supporting General Sarath Fonseka. So how can that happen then in that context?
The JVP, in their agenda, of the political agenda, they know they have to face a general election. So general election, they know all our provincial election put together, they can't even muster 3% of the country's support. So they have taken a good decision from their political point of view to survive. So as a small political party, they found someone who can just use it as a sort of scapegoat. And now they have used the opportunity to put Sarath Fonseka. Otherwise, who else is there for him? They can't form their own candidate. They can't do that. So they can't support Ranil Wickremesinghe and the team of UNP. They are.
Why do you say that they can't support? They can have a change.
Well, I mean, the principles, policies, the